What do you think about K-Wiz? Fantastic Hwoarang player. And I see he's doing quite well now on Twitch and YouTube, so I'm happy for him.
So I guess there's one thing in particular I really want to talk about right now, because as you guys know, I just put out my video about Michael Murray and how poor he handles things and whatever. And then I was just living my life and doing that. And then I noticed there was a comment. I saw a comment and someone said, you also need to do a video titled, you need to talk about TheMainManSwe and how he's so awful for the community and how the things he says and whatever. And I guess that's what this is then. I guess that's what I'm gonna do here, because I don't know, I feel like, especially with the way things were left between me and him, we just sort of, things just moved on. And I guess I don't know, I guess I want to talk about it because a lot of things have happened recently. A lot of things have been said recently, not between me and him, but just like in general, things have been happening. And it's really made me like reevaluate my outlook on a lot of things. So I guess one of the things, before we talk about him, let's talk about myself. There was, like, very recently I've been thinking about this, and then I was in Spag's stream today when he talks about a lot of things, and there's something about negative comments that really get under people's skin, and there's something about negative comments that really make people, like, I don't know, that make people switch. Like, it doesn't matter how much positivity someone can get in certain situations, like the negativity will always stand out. And you guys can see that with me if you ever look at my YouTube comments. When I see, like, I'll like and love the positive comments, and then the negative ones, that's when I start going on and people, I start having an argument. Like, those are the ones that get to me the most. And I'm not alone in this. I know this is something that a lot of people deal with as well, and I guess this is something that people deal with. And I guess why it's important to talk about the main man in this aspect is because of how much I genuinely respect him, because I get it bad, I guess. Like, I've recently discovered, very recently, like, there are a few Reddit posts about me and stuff, but there's no way I experience even a fraction to what he experiences. And I respect the fact that he still continues to do this. He still streams a lot. He still puts up his videos, and like, he doesn't interact with it for the most part. And I seriously don't blame him for that, because by God, it is awful to this point. I've seen some of the things people say about him all the time, and I really respect the fact that he is still doing this and he doesn't feed into that negativity. And yes, he might have a bad opinion from time to time about certain things, but the way people then respond to him is it's not proportional at all to what, you know, his, like, yeah, he can have a bad take there, but everyone has bad takes, and no one is perfect. That's one thing I've learned from doing this stuff. No one is perfect. And I think once you're in those shoes yourself, like I've come to completely see things in a different light, you know, when it comes to him and other content creators as well. Like, another thing I used to when I used to watch streams, I wasn't a streamer myself. I didn't make videos myself. I used to like watch streams and be like, wow, like if the stream was getting salty, I'd be like, wow, how is this, you know, this guy's in front of an audience, how is he reacting like this, how is he being so salty and whatever. And then when I started streaming myself, I was doing the exact same thing. And I think it's one of those things, until you're in the shoes, you genuinely cannot understand how taxing it can be sometimes. Like, people think, you know, it's easy, you just play your game, you know, you just play a game that you love and whatever, and you get money for it. But I think in the case of someone like the main man, it must be so difficult when there are threads about you and there are tweets about you and there are videos about you, and then you have all these comments on your stuff and people in your chat every single day, all the time. Like, that must seriously get taxing. And I think the reason me and him had our issue in the first place was it came at an incredibly taxing time for him, and he just didn't respond to it well. Neither of us responded to it well, and I'm glad we were able to move on from it now. And, you know, whenever, like, people still talk about me in his chat, but he always only ever has positive things to say. and I really do appreciate that. And I do feel like what really has brought this on for me as well is very recently I've started thinking about like what I want my impact to be within the scene, like what I want my legacy to be, I guess you'd call it. And like, so there have been like 3 main points of popularity I'd like to say for myself, not even like huge, but like popularity for myself. And the first time was I was the guy that beat for TheMainManSwe. That was my first wave of popularity. Then I was the tech and news guy. And I guess the third phase, the one I'm still kind of in now, is I am now the true tech and fraud guy. And none of those things are things that I want to be. I don't want to be any of those things. That's why tech and news hasn't come back. That's why I've been putting off true tech and fraud for so long. I don't want to be that guy. Like, there are people who have sniped me while I've been streaming, and then they've come into my chat and after playing, like, so am I a fraud? You know, am I part of the? And I don't want to feed into that anymore. You know, it all started as a joke, and now it's become like a major part of my identity, which I don't like. I don't want to be any of those things. And I guess why I link this back to Main Man is something I'd prefer for myself to be as someone that is known for, I don't know, I want to help build bridges within the content creation community. Because if you look at us right now, we're spread apart, all doing our own things, doing nothing together, rarely. Like, you have stuff like King J's Teach Me series, which he does with other players and stuff, but beyond that, I can't think of like content creators and us working together, you know, like that. And but yeah, I guess I don't want to be any of those guys, and I want to help build bridges in the community. Like, Drones, for God's sake, let me speak with your 5 gift subs. Okay, Jones, you know I love you, but hold on, I need to turn my alerts off real quick. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, I don't want to be any of those guys, and I want to help build bridges in the community. Like, very recently, for those of you who know, me and Mihawk have had like tension between us since the dawn of time. But very recently he reached out and we had a conversation, and whatever drama and beef there was between us was all put in the open, and it's been squashed now. I'd prefer if we were all in a position where we're looking out for each other and we're helping each other and helping each other grow, especially now, especially in this situation where we are all locked in together. We are playing the game, we're making content, that's all we're doing right now, because it's all we can do. And I feel like if we work together and we help each other make content and if we help each other grow, I'd prefer that a lot more. So I guess this is kind of my open invitation to the other content creators, my open invitation to Mihawk and to Jay, and to especially the main man, considering our history and how we've just moved past it. And I feel like my main point here is that there is a lot of negativity right now, and a few things very recently have helped me see that and see I was also feeding into it, and I want to help change it and make it so everything is more positive. I sound like Jesus or some shit right now, but I don't know, I want to start facilitating more positivity within the community. And you know, I feel like that's very important right now. I guess that's all I really have to say on that. I do think thank you, Fuller Wilson from Ireland. I do think that's important right now. And to Main Man, if you're watching this, I don't think I ever officially apologized for everything that happened between us, but I apologize. I know it's a few months too late, but I do think we need to all just work together at this point now. So yeah, let's move forwards and let's grow together. I feel like with what we've going on in the community and in the game and yeah, Michael Murray and all of that, I feel like we're best working together and trying to get past all of this together. So that's going to be all from me on this one. One last thing I'd like to add, for those of you who don't know, Ducky just reminded me, the video where me and the main man were, where I was sort of explaining that beef, I actually deleted that video a while ago. just a little thing to throw out there. Like I didn't private it, I didn't unlist it, it's just completely gone now. I deleted it because I feel like there was no point with that being up with, you know, what's going on. Like it was a few months ago I deleted it actually. I left up the other one, my reaction video to the funny video, but I think if Main Man ever came to me and said, can you delete, or if you ever, like someone ever asked who's like, is it okay if you delete, I'd do it in a heartbeat, because I feel like yeah, it's got a lot of views, but right now views mean nothing to me on YouTube. For those of you who know or don't know, I don't make a penny on YouTube currently. Like I'm not monetized at all. I've met all the requirements, but they haven't got back to me anything. Like I make nothing on YouTube. So if he ever came to me and said he wanted me to delete that video, I'd have no problems doing that. But yeah, that's just a little addendum there.